Hi and welcome. My name is Jeremy Fleming. I am a marketing specialist who is absolutely passionate about who's absolutely passionate about real estate. And in today's objective, I want to share with you a small piece of this marketing blueprint, this business blueprint, in fact, that I had created for a realtor friend of mine. As you can see, it's quite an involved blueprint. But today we just have time to cover one of these little squares. And what I want to do is I want to help you to clean up your crappy website. And yes, many of you on here have absolutely trash websites. It's not your fault. The company, the office that you're working for is probably just using a boilerplate website supplied to them. But I'm going to suggest that you do get your own website built. There's plenty of providers out there. I don't build just websites. It's a service that I offer as part of my bigger marketing coaching services, but I don't do websites. So you are welcome to take this information that you learned today and apply it on your current website, or go out and get yourself a new website built. So let's jump right in. Zoom in here. Let's talk about your website. Let's talk about simplicity. So many websites nowadays are completely overloaded with information. One little secret that I'm going to tell you, you should write this down. The confused mind says no. And it doesn't matter whether we're talking about a website or selling them a house or whatever. A confused mind says no. And so many websites nowadays, not just real estate, but we are talking about your real estate website. So many of these real estate websites just puke information, listing info, market info, buying info, info about the realtor, links to everywhere in the community. And look, I know that you were told that your website is supposed to tell the world about you and everything you do, but you have to set it up in a certain manner so that you're spoon feeding it to the client, if that makes sense to you. If you request information from me, I'm going to give it to you on a spoon, as opposed to somebody else who could turn around and hammer you with a fire hose. Well, hammering you with a fire hose, I might be able to get more information to you, but as soon as that first hit, you're gone. You're done. You can't hear anything I say after I hit you with that water hose. So just keep that in mind. We want to keep our website simple. We want to keep people directed as to where they're going. We want to give them a clear path. That's exactly what we want to do. We want to make one or two offers on the page. We don't want to be offering them 20 different things about our town or about houses in our area or neighborhoods. We want to make one or two clear offers on that very first page. And the best way to do this is have a selection for the buyer or the seller and send them down their own path. So as an example, your home screen might be just two buttons that says I'm a buyer or I'm a seller. And then once they click on that button, if they're a seller, boom, then you take them to another one of your websites or a different page on your website, whichever's easiest for you. And you're going to tell that person, if they're interested in selling their home, you're going to tell them all about selling and how to get them top dollar for their house. If they go down the purchasing website way, then just the opposite. You want to give them as much information as you can about buying a home in your area and how to save money. Okay, so your home page should basically be a portal or a bridge page where the person comes in, selects which way they want to go, and then poof, you just give them information about what they're looking for instead of flooding them with a whole bunch of useless information that doesn't apply to them, because a confused mind says no. Okay, next, I don't want you, this flies contrarily in the face of what I just said, but I hope you'll understand. I don't want you to just give the world every piece of information that you can. I want you to hold some back, and I want you to deliver some of the information via email. And the reason for that is you want to be able to stay in touch with your client or potential client. So you need a free offer, which we're going to talk about down here in a moment. And then you need an automated method of replying to everybody who registers on your website. I use a software called Aweber. It's an online company. I think, forgive me if I'm wrong or if it's changed, but I think it's $19 a month. And what happens is, if somebody were to come to my real estate website and they were interested in a listing, they would input their information, their email address, their name, whatever I decide I need. And then that information, when they submit their email address, goes to Aweber. Aweber then automatically sends out an email that I've already pre-typed up that gives them the info that they want. Okay? So now you've got their email address. Most people, keep in mind, aren't necessarily on your website because they're ready to buy that day or they're ready to sell that day. Lots of people are just looking for information. So now, as opposed to the other website that they came to just before they looked at yours, now you have their email address. Now you can start drip marketing on these folks at least once a week. So you can send them your new listings. You can send them updated listing information. You can send them monthly market updates of what's going on in your marketplace. Now, there's all sorts of reasons that you can email your client without offending them, without upsetting them, and by giving them real valuable information so they know to call you when they are ready to take action. Okay, so to get their email address, you need to give them a free offer of some sort. You need to give them, and these are just examples, there's lots of other what we call lead magnets out there, but you want to give them an ebook, you want to give them a video, you want to give them a webinar, you want to give them any reason to give you their email address. And here's just a few sample titles that I came up with, just again to kind of give you some ideas of what direction you could head with this. So you could write an ebook called How to Save $10,000 on Your Next Home Purchase. Or you could create a video series, A Beginner's Guide to Buying a Home. You could put out a monthly webinar where you have a monthly market update with all the numbers, all the statistics, everything that anybody could ever want to know about your real estate market on a monthly update. You can send that to them. And any of these titles, just as an example, any of these titles can be mixed up into any of these delivery methods. So you don't have to use a particular one. Pick the one that's easiest for you and create yourself a lead magnet so that people are wanting to give you their email address in exchange for your information. Now, finally, and again, we're not touching on everything here, but just trying to give you some information to help you fix your website, which if you're like 99% of the websites out there, yours is broken, if I can call it that. But finally, when it comes to our website, what is the purpose of the website? Well, the purpose of the website is to get in front of people. It's like your online brochure. And in the past, in years gone past, search engine optimization, SEO, search engine optimization was extremely critical to anybody who had a website. But Google has been changing the algorithm of how their search process works. And it's an ongoing thing. And so it's very difficult to rank first on an ongoing basis. So what I do suggest, though, is if you come to the webinar and you decide that you want to get on page with me and you want to work with me, this SEO for Beginners video is embedded in this mind map for you. But search engine optimization, not as critical as it used to be, but still there is some real basic information in that video that gentleman shares with you that will help you to at least get your website showing up in Google and the other search engines. Okay, so that was a lot of information to cover in a short amount of time. And so now I will just wrap things up for you. I've got a free webinar coming up. I invite you to come and watch it. It's completely free. And it is called How to Attract a Steady Flood of Buyers and Sellers Without the Struggle. On this webinar, free webinar, I discuss with you my proven marketing system for real estate agents and realtors. It's completely free. I promise that you will take away a ton of valuable information. You can find the webinar registration page at www.brainfuelmarketing.com, right down here. See if I can make that bigger for you. There you go. So if you want to go over there right now, again, it's www.brainfuelmarketing.com. So have a look at the page, enter your email address, get registered, and I hope to see you on the webinar. Bye for now.